Welcome back to another episode of the Easy Button Investor Podcast. That still feels weird to say. I'm your host, Ruud-Johnson, and today's show, we're getting into the 4 types of seller personas that you would deal with in this business and how to close each of them the best. Let's get into the show. So as we get into today's show, you guys, I want to shout out a former business partner of mine who kind of coined this term as we were working together and building HelloPad over the years as he was running our sales team and he was integrating sales trainings into our company. And it's a concept that stuck with me that he brought into our business that I think has definitely helped me conceptualize to people the types of sellers you work with. Because I get a lot of people that get onto our community calls, training calls, or DM me saying they're having trouble closing deals, even very experienced investors and agents, right? They have done 100 plus deals, but they're having problems getting sellers across the finish line from a variety of different marketing channels. One of the things I quickly realized is sales is a different game in real estate than it is in a lot of different games because we're dealing with people that, again, are uneducated. Typically speaking, they don't have a ton of experience with real estate. The analogy I like to give is think of yourself in high school. If I would have come up to you when you were a junior in high school and said, do you know what wholesaling is? Do you know what assignment fees are? Do you know what earnest money is? You would have said, no. Yet when we get on the phone to these sellers, we start throwing them all kinds of legalese and attorney terms and we scare them. They're uneducated, they're inexperienced, and they're going through some kind of psychological, emotional, or situational distress. That is not a recipe for a super confident seller. So that being said, I wanted to make a podcast on this. And again, my ex-business partner coined this term and I really like it. I think it helps really phrase the analogy the right way. I'm probably mixing and matching it a little bit, but I think the importance of the message will get across just the same. So we'll take green, right? Because he labeled them by color. So a green persona is someone who's more outgoing. They're chatty, right? This is kind of your 60-year-old, 70-year-old grandma who wants to talk to you on the phone for 2 or 3 hours, eventually might do business with you, but it is chatty. They want to tell you about their grandkids and their nephews and their nieces, and they're people you'll spend a lot of time on the phone with. Those people are pretty easily to open up, build rapport with, and find out their motivation. So usually motivation is not going to be the hard part of this sale. Usually it's going to be them to actually stop talking and make a decision and move them through the sales process. And a lot of times, you guys, the hardest part with this kind of person is you guys will spend a tremendous amount of time with them on calls, even if they're not interested, because you think they're talking means interest. It doesn't. They're just bored and want to talk to you. So you don't want to spend a ton of time with these people if you're not actually moving the conversation forward. So that's persona 1. Let's call that green. So the things you want to watch out for is them wasting a bunch of your time and then becoming a tire kicker, but spending hours and hours yapping your ear off. And also the fact that it's sometimes harder to move towards the finish line. The pro is they're very easy to get to open up, to build rapport, to build trust with, and to find out their motivation. So they do have an issue. They're usually pretty easy to work towards a contract. Then let's say yellow. Yellow is you're more shy, hold everything in, they're self-conscious. These people, even though they might have a lot of motivation and they might be needing to sell, they're not going to come out and say that. These are the types of people that are in pre-foreclosure and it closes in 4 days, but they're so nervous to talk to you or share details that they just don't say anything. So again, the pros here are these people a lot of times do have very serious motivation, but a lot of times it's hidden behind layers of shyness and you have to really work over call after call after call to get them to build trust and build rapport. So the pro is usually if you can crack that and other people haven't really tried, you can get a deal done if you really come to their level and build trust. And a lot of this just comes back to treating every seller like your only seller, treating everyone like your grandma, focusing on the person, not the deal, and focusing on the solution and the pain points. And if you can do that, you'll be in a very, very good place. So that's yellow. Then you have your reds. Okay, your reds are your impulsive people. So your impulsive people that are going to make a decision very, very quickly. They might say no on a Monday and yes on a Tuesday. These are the people that I know a lot of people like this in my life, right? If they want to buy a motorcycle, the next day they're buying a motorcycle. If they want to buy a chain, the next day they're buying a chain or a watch. Same thing here. If they want to sell, the next day they're selling. And these are a lot of the people that are going through divorces or hard times in their life that when they make a decision to pull the trigger, they're pulling the trigger. And these will be your people that close within 2, 3, 4 days or a week. The pros of these people, again, are you can get a deal done very quickly. The cons are if you're not prepared and ready to go and in front of them and following up, they're going to work with someone else because they're ready to go right now. They care less about the relationship and more about just right now, right here. What's my number? Let's get going. So again, the pros of them are you can get a deal done very quickly, shorter sales cycle. The cons are if you're not ready to go, prepared and following up, they're going to go with someone else. Then you have the oranges, and the oranges are kind of the engineer brain people. The people that they want to pick everything apart. They want to know exactly how you know, what you know, why you think what you think. They're kind of dickish. They'll kind of stand up to you in a dickish way. They want to be the experts. They want to lead the conversation. Pros of these people is if you can speak that language and meet their energy, a lot of times you get a deal done very quickly again, right? Because they don't care about a relationship. They don't care about emotions and rapport. They want to feel like you know what you're doing. If they believe that, they'll probably be more keen to work with you. The cons are if you're new or less experienced and you don't know what you're doing, you might get beat up with these guys. So you got to match their energy, meet them where they are, and just take back the reins and lead the conversation. So those are the 4 types of sellers. I think we went through red, green, orange, And yellow, again, you have your engineer brains, you have your overly talkative, very outgoing people, you have your impulsive people, and you have your shy people. And I probably butchered parts of that from my ex-business partner and how he worked with our sales team on that, which I think helped us a lot. But the message is nonetheless the same, that you want to be focused on who you're talking to, right? Based on who you're talking to needs to be based on how you run your sales conversation, right? And how you work with your sellers. And again, a lot of the world of real estate, we're not that good at running businesses or sales. So these kind of things, top of mind on a Post-it note, can make or break if you get a deal done or not. And I couldn't express enough to you how important it is to understand who you're working with. So you're not spending hours and hours and hours with grandmas who have no interest in selling. You're not trying to build rapport with engineer brain guys that don't care about rapport. That you're backing off people who are just shy too soon when you need to kind of work with them, and that you're there following up aggressively with the people that are more impulsive and that are going to make a decision. So when they do make a decision, you're there ready to go. Thanks for sticking around for another episode of the Easy Button Investor Podcast. I'm, again, your host, Ruud-Johnson. That was a great episode on the 4 types of personas that my ex-business partner and sales leader had coined for our company that I think was awesome and a great point to get across to you guys today. Again, if you guys are looking to grow your business, Easy Button Investor, and my link in my bio down below the show notes as well here. For $27, you can get access to all of our trainings, resources, and materials, live calls, and much more. Again, that you can join for today for $27, and that is life-changing. We dropped that down for $7,000 for the time being. If you're ready for leads, you can also go to easybuttoninvestor.com if you're ready to tackle the 3 things we talk about: leads, conversions, and operations, and start growing your real estate business today. Now, before we wrap up, as I always mention, a share of testimonial means the world. I don't spend any paid marketing behind this podcast. We grow by word of mouth, and we've grown tremendously the past year. So I appreciate you guys sharing this. And if you do share it with 3, 4, 5 people, reach out, let me know. I'm happy to jump on a call and talk through how I can help your business grow. So again, I appreciate the shares. I appreciate the love and support. And again, a share review means the world. Until next time, as always, you are one deal away. Even if you're more experienced, that next deal could change your life, change your world. So keep getting after it.